Okay, welcome to our Epic Build Showcase for this winter. So the students, our fifth graders here, are going to kind of talk to you about the process they've gone through to get to this point. And then after that, we're going to welcome you to go to our fourth and fifth grade classes and then down to our kindergarten through third grade classes to see what they've done. So our fifth graders have worked really hard on their presentation and they're excited to share with you. So I'm just going to let them get started.
Welcome to River Trail School, one of Illinois' first computer science immersion schools. My name is Austin. My classmates and I are going to tell you about coding at River Trail. Right now, we're in elementary school. We're learning lots of important things and preparing for our future. Eventually, we'll graduate high school, go to college, and then we'll graduate college and move back home. I'm only kidding, but I want to introduce someone who will share interesting and serious information with you. Isley is up next to talk about what computer science is and why it's so important.
Thank you for the introduction, Austin. In the U.S., it is projected that by the year 2020, there will be 1.4 million new jobs in computer science. But there are only 0.4 million students prepared to have those skills to take the job. So we have a 1 million job gap. Not enough people are learning computer science. This is a big problem for our country. And the reason this problem exists is because most schools don't teach computer science. The problem also exists in high schools, not just elementary and middle schools. In fact, only 1 in 4 high schools even offer computer science. It's 2018, ladies and gentlemen. This needs to change. This is why we are so excited that at River Trail School, we are learning skills that will prepare us for our future.
Thank you, Silly. Here at River Trail School, we have epic builds that we create to demonstrate what we have been doing during our journey through coding. For the first cycle, kindergarten, first, second, third, and fifth grade use analog Legos and Lego robots to enhance our programming skills. Fourth grade used a cool program called Tinker, and we'll tell you more about that in a few minutes. In kindergarten and first grade, students practice computational thinking skills, use just Lego bricks by following sequences and identifying loops while building structures, and they have grown their understanding of programming processes in hands-on practical way. In grades 2nd, 3rd, and 5th, we build and program our robots to interact with their environment using Lego education blocks. Base software for programming here is Miles to give us more detail on Lego projects you will see today.
During this cycle, kindergarten and first grade built houses and other structures in their planned community using Lego bricks. Students worked together as part of a team to create their structures. Working together gave students the opportunity to practice important social-emotional skills such as collaboration, communication, creative thinking, and problem solving. When you visit their classrooms, you will notice that they have designed and built sturdy structures through sequencing and looping the physical blocks, the Lego bricks. Second and third grade worked with Lego WeDo kits. The WeDo kits combined programming in the WeDo software and building with Legos, motors, and gears to create robots. Students worked in teams choosing one of the following robots: Milo the science rover, a race car, a bee and flower, a floodgate, or a dump truck. Second graders programmed their robots with sequences of code that will show why they believe their robots are cool, how Lego programming is connected to what they learned in Scratch, and how these robots are connected to technology in real life. Third graders programmed the story for their robot, which includes an introduction, conflict, climax, and resolution.
Fourth grade learned about projectile motion and built digital projects on a platform called Tinker. Projectile motion is like when we throw a ball or shoot a cannonball out of a cannon. We use looping to make our sprite move by a small amount over and over again until our projectile sprite touches our target sprite. Fifth grade used the Lego Mindstorms EV3 kits, using the programming tools of the Mindstorms software along with hardware such as motors and sensors. Students created robots. They used their creative thinking skills to program a robot to perform a physical task that is usually done by a human.
Thank you, Jordan. During the next cycle, our kindergarten, first, second, third, and fifth graders will dive deeper into computer science fundamentals by programming projects on Scratch, which was developed by MIT, one of the best universities in the world for computer science. While our fourth graders will build and program Lego EV3 robots to mimic animal and machine behaviors. Now that you know what we're working on and what's next for us, let's shift our focus to how what we are learning about is used in the real world. It is clear that the ability to program has become very important and will continue to be more important than ever before, especially with the rapid technological advances in robotics and automation. Today, there are different kinds of robots. They come in different sizes, shapes, and can take on all kinds of tasks when guided by automated controls. Automated controls require coding a specific set of instructions for robots to perform a task. This is called programming. Next, Alex will tell you more about the additional life skills that we are learning as we work with Lego bricks and building robots.
One more building in the classroom, not just playing with Legos. We are experimenting, exploring and experimenting, and bringing our ideas to life by learning about the logic and the science that controls the robots that we build. We are also learning how to communicate our ideas, to collaborate with others, to problem solve, to think critically, and to be persistent. We are learning life skills that will be used throughout our lives, no matter if we choose to be an artist, an engineer, a doctor, or a business worker. More importantly, we are discovering things that we are passionate about in a meaningful and relevant way. From the warehouse to manufacturing floors, to hospitals, to battlefields, an army of robots is rising. These machines are bringing about change to the fields of manufacturing, education, banking, transportation, and even farming. As robots become more common and begin to perform routine tasks, we will see new jobs that are more technical and rewarding being created, like robobiologists. We may also have more free time to do things which could lead to more innovation. By learning the skills we are learning here at River Trail School, someday we will change the world. Remember, we are River Trail School, one of Illinois' first computer science immersion schools, and it's a place where
Awesome is the new normal.
Thanks, guys. They're pretty good, huh? You're going to get a chance to see some of the things that they have done this first semester in coding. But I wanted to give parents a little perspective on why we're doing this. Like, they told you about the job gap and how there's more jobs than we have people. I just want you to think about your life growing up and how before 2007, none of us had a computer in our pocket. That when we were growing up, the phone was still attached to the wall. And then when we got the cordless phone, it was really exciting. She'd pull out the big cord and talk on the phone there. And then when we got our first cell phones, that was a big deal. So think about how we grew up versus how our kids are growing up today, and how different the world is going to be when their children are in school. So these are the kids who are going to be the ones deciding what's going to happen next. What innovation do we need for our future to make the world a better place? So that's why we wanted to start our students very young with that critical thinking of starting with patterns in kindergarten and working up to light coding using Scratch and Scratch Junior and building robots and programming robots. That's why we take time to do that, because they're going to need those skills regardless of the path that they choose in their future. So do you feel like this has been a good thing for you guys?
Yeah.
Have you learned a lot?
Yes.
Was it fun?
Yes.
Would you rather do this or reading?
Reading.
No, reading.
I want to read.
Do you have to know how to read to do this?
No.
Okay, we want to invite invite you to start off, even if you don't have children in our fourth and fifth grade classes, we would like for you to start off there so you can see what the older students are doing. And we're going to be in fourth and fifth grade until 1:35, so you have about 20 minutes to go down to those classes. They're expecting strangers, so please feel free to ask them questions, have them show you stuff. They want to show off what they've done. So we're going to go down to fourth and fifth grade. So if you go all the way down to the end of this hallway and turn right, it's all the classes there. Then at 1:35, we'll start walking down to the K3 hallway, this whole hallway here, and they'll be expecting you. Even if you have only a fourth and fifth grader, go see what the kindergarten through third grade classes are doing so you can see the progression of where they start in kindergarten and how it moves all the way up to fifth grade and what they're doing there. Okay? I'm going to hang out here for a little bit if you have questions. I want to make sure that I introduce a couple people in the room because there's a lot of people that make this work beyond the classroom teachers who we all know are amazing. We have Mr. Peter from Code to the Future. We have Mr. Barry from Code to the Future. We have Mr. Elman, who is our STEM director in district. Our new superintendent, Dr. Packett, is here. She likes to celebrate with us too. And Mr. Helper, our innovation and instruction director, is here also. So lots of fun people that really have made this what it is today, and we appreciate all of their support. So I'm going to, if you guys want to lead everybody down, we're fourth and fifth graders. Don't run ahead, let them catch up. You can follow our fifth graders down to the fourth and fifth grade.